As we do each month, it is time for our pulse check. Wes, you got the high pick this month. I got the low pick. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Do it.
My high pick is a game from the Dreamcast, and in the same vein as the our topics of the survival horror. This was like an weird type offshoot kind of game. It's crazy. It's called Illbleed for the Dreamcast.
Now, this one's
And
kind of up there in price, which is why you picked the high pick, right?
mhm.
I don't know anything about this game other than like the cover looks cool.
You were a bunch of teenagers going in an amusement park that you kind of survive all these traps and monsters and stuff like that.
So, like Saw in an amusement
In
park.
an amusement park.
Okay. I mean, it looks kind of cool. It's a Dreamcast horror game. Now, was this like Survivor horror? Like, how did it play?
It had, I want to say it had tank controls.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
But it's super expensive, yeah. Because like loose, Illbleed will run you just the disc $168.
That's a lot.
Complete in box, you're looking at 270.
Dang. All right. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's not the
Yeah,
most expensive Dreamcast, but it's definitely up there.
but it's up there. And then if you happen to find a seal copy, you're looking at about $420.
It's like I told y'all if you listen to the rest of the episode earlier. Horror games, RPGs, those are the ones that are going to go up in value.
It's crazy. The game itself was average. I'm trying to remember what the reviews were back in the day. It was different. It was different. It wasn't Resident Evil, but it stood on its own for being what it was. Being the survival horror game it was.
I'm checking now. I'm seeing what it was on Metacritic. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Illbleed, Metacritic. You got a critic score of 61.
Mm-hmm.
A user score is much more favorable at an 8.4. Interesting. Almost like some revisionist history. Like
Mm-hmm.
people clung on to this later on, I'm guessing. So that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. It was one of those titles that a lot of people ignored,
Hmm.
unless you were diehard Dreamcast fanboy, and you knew it was coming, and you picked it up. But it's a shame. It wasn't a bad game. It was fine. Just very overlooked.
Yeah, definitely. It probably didn't sell well, which I'm sure this game probably had a low print run. Definitely an uncommon title on the Dreamcast at the very least. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
rare, definitely uncommon. My pick was the low end of things, and this game is awesome. This is a really good game if you like teenage horror movies like Scream. This is what the game evokes. They're making a remake on PS5. Do I recommend you get the remake? I don't know. I think the PS4 version is totally great, and it's called Until Dawn, and it's absolutely awesome. Is it the scariest game I've ever played? No, but I would, it's a good story. This is a choice-based game. Just so you guys know, we talked about choice-based games early in the episode. It is a Quantic Dream-like game where the choices you make affect who lives, who dies, affects the outcome. You can do all the different things, right? At the end of the story, I'm not going to give anything away. I screwed up pretty bad. Everyone died. So that is possible. That is an outcome that can happen. Don't be stupid like me. I won't tell you what happened or why I did it or how I did it. Mistakes were made. Okay. But Until Dawn is super cheap. PS4 loose copy is $8, complete in box is 12, and if you can afford the hit to your wallet, a sealed copy will run you a whopping $14.
Wow. You know what? When we were talking about this game, it's one I don't own, but I just started to look for it out in the wild. I can't find it anywhere.
It's awesome, dude. It sold pretty well. Surprisingly, Sony never made a sequel to it, and maybe they're probing for that with this remake of, a PS4 title. Definitely worth getting, Wes. Especially, I mean, like I said, you can get a complete in box one is $12, bro. Like that's nothing nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even go to McDonald's for $12. So I mean, I guess you could. But you're probably gonna leave hungry. All right, guys. So that's our show. I hope you guys enjoyed this eerie episode of the Nerd Enthusiast Gaming Podcast. Wes, thank you for joining me today, sir.
Of course, man. It's always fun being here. Talking about games.
Absolutely. If people want to follow you, where can they do that at, sir?
You can catch me on Instagram at Grendel5XBX, or if you're ever in the Atlantic City area, come stop by Level Up Entertainment.
Awesome. I'm Matt. You guys can follow me at from NJ2CA. The 2 is a number 2 over on Twitter. Be sure to follow the company and stuff too at Nerd Enthusiasts. You guys can follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, X if you want to call it X, all those things. Make sure you guys subscribe over on YouTube, ring the bell for notifications, 5-star reviews over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify really help us out. And if you really like what you heard today, please consider supporting us on Patreon. It helps us out dramatically. You can support us for as little as $1 a month, and those go right back into making our shows better. If you guys like our video content, you can find all of our legacy footage over on youtube.com/nerdenthusiast. That's our main channel. Most of our stuff is on there. We have this new channel, which you're probably seeing here. If you're not seeing it here, then go check out our new channel. It's youtube.com/@nerdenthusiastgaming. That's where our segments come out each week, and you guys can get the most from us as soon as possible. After the full video airs, we put it all up over on the main Nerd Enthusiast page. But follow us at youtube.com/@nerdenthusiastgaming.